What's the one thing that you're going to eat today that will still be in your body 2 years from now? Stick around. We're going to tell you all about it today. Mr. Peter, what's going on?
We're doing a podcast. We're doing a podcast. That's what we're doing.
There, can't get much by you. Yeah.
You asked me what's going on. So I'm like, look around, beautiful blue skies. I'm downstairs. It's been a while since I've been up them stairs. Ooh, I'm gonna get a bit of vertigo when I go up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, life's amazing, as you well know. We're smashing stuff out. It's great, and yeah, I'm really proud about where we're going. And this is gonna be a really powerful podcast. Yeah. What about you? How's things going?
Things are great. Things are great. My vitamin G today, and I used it on a couple of my coaching calls this week because we always do circle of gratitude. I'm grateful for like technology. Like I know you're downstairs and I know that, all that stuff, but a lot of times I'm on a call, let's say with 6, 7 people, and they're from anywhere from Australia all the way over to Germany, all the way over to the UK. And here we are sitting in a little box that we call a computer, sitting having conversations with each other, seeing each other. I just think it's the greatest thing ever. I think back of when my mom used to write letters to her mother and send them in the mail. And then my grandmother would send letters and my mom would read them to us. That's how they kept in contact, because if they wanted to be on the phone call would be like 75 cents a minute to talk on the phone back in the day. And so I remember when my mom and dad and I and my brother and my family, we would drive from grandma and grandpa's house to our house.
Yeah.
They did a thing where my dad would do a collect call to them so that you could hear each other. And the operator would go, "There's a collect call from Al. Will you take it?" And they go, "No, I won't." And then they both be able to say goodbye and hang up, so they knew they got home okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you look at
that's a beautiful way of doing it. At least they knew.
Yeah. It was one way to save themselves 75 cents and be able to know that they got home okay.
Yeah, that's a great way of doing it.
So here we are, push a button, push 2 buttons, and here you are talking to somebody on the other side of the world and being able to see them.
Oh, speaking to someone downstairs.
Or somebody downstairs. And wherever, or in the other room. Anyway. What about you? What are you grateful for?
Vitamin, I don't know whatever. I'm lost with this British English language right now. Anyway, my vitamin G is I'm just grateful to be above ground, given opportunities. Grateful for all the beautiful things that we get. I'm actually really grateful today to be feeling my muscles in some pain. A very good pain means I've worked. And yeah, I'm grateful for the gym that I've been to and joined, and I'm just grateful to being healthier living, and grateful for the environment that I'm in, and yeah, everything's directionable.
Awesome. And that's a podcast in itself talking about no pain, no gain, or pain in your body, and it feels good because our bodies were never, ever designed to be comfortable. We're just creating comfort in our house, and we'll talk about that some other day.
Yeah.
That's a great one to put into the memory banks to bring up. So, well, let's get into the podcast. I'm going to repeat what I asked at the beginning. What is the one thing that you will eat today that will still be in your body 2 years from now?
I know the answer to it, and I'm not going to let it slip.
All right, let's take it out of the bag. What is it?
So it'll be seed oils.
Seed oils. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy how it works. And what I just want to do is have a conversation like with you today. And as we're having this conversation, I know you said before we got this started that you don't know much about it.
Yeah.
And you were excited about hearing more about it. I know we've talked about it, but we haven't went into depth about it.
Yeah, no, and I think that's key. I know about seed oils, and I don't eat seed oils, and I haven't ate seed oils for a while. And what I said to you is I want to be the podcaster, and I want you to be the guest so that I can learn even more, because this is something you've been doing from a long time. And the program that the Healthy Once and for All program, which is part of Healthy Mindset Rebels, that teaches it in that. And the thing for me is I just learned it and went, cool, okay, that's the information. I'm going to do a doer. So it was like I didn't want to know every single little bit. Now, some people out there may want to know every single little bit, and that's why I'm super excited for this today, so that we can dive deeper into that explanation.
Mhm.
Gary Brecker talks a lot about seed oils, and I'm going to get Jeff Lobeck's seed oils. So there you go.
Just my perception of it. So if we really think about it, seed oils don't pass through us. They don't burn off of us. What they do is they literally go into our cells. All right. So I'm just going to share with you from how I heard it. And I like to bring it down to a level where understanding for myself, and hopefully that helps for everybody else. But a seed oil that's created, we'll get into how it's created, is a foreign substance to our body. So it's a foreign substance to where when we put a seed oil in our body, the body does not know what to do with it. If you eat a carrot, if you eat a potato, if you eat a piece of meat, it knows exactly what to do with it. But with seed oils, and seed oils are in a lot of things today, it goes into the body and the body goes, hey, what do we do with this? And they have a conversation together.
Mhm.
So there's a whole bunch of seed oil that comes in at one time. It knows that if it doesn't do something with it, it's going to create havoc, challenges, problems, diseases in our body. So here's the cool thing of what the body does. The body goes, a red flashing light comes on going, hey, we got something in the body that we don't know what to do with. What are we going to do? And they're like, okay, what do we do? Okay, here's what we'll do. Grab the seed oil and, hey, fat, come here and grab onto it and wrap around it so it can't go through the bloodstream. So fat wraps around it and holds on to it until it feels comfortable enough to where there's not a lot of stuff in the blood to release it back into the blood. That's why we talk about intermediate fasting, we talk about fasting. When you do a fast, and we won't go too far into that today, but when you go into a fast and you do, and I'm on a 3-day fast right now where I'm just drinking water and salt, what my body is doing is it starts to get into ketones and release fat from my body. When I release fat from the body, that fat has been hanging on to certain substances, certain foreign substances that it didn't know what to do with. And then it releases it into the bloodstream, sending it down to the liver to burn it up.
Okay.
That's why people will say, I did a fast and I got flu-like symptoms on the second or third day. I didn't feel good. My nose was running a little bit. That's because we're releasing those toxins that the body and the fat have grabbed onto, and we're releasing them. We're releasing that stuff. That's why you start to get the flu-like symptoms. So when people go through a fast and I tell them, or they share with me, hey, I got a runny nose and I don't feel too good. I'm like, just let it go for the next day or so, it'll go away. That's just an indication that it's working, that you're releasing these toxins that you don't need.
And the toxins, I want to go back to, because you give a real in-depth on seed oils. Hello. Okay, I know. That was our little friend outside. What I want to touch on is give me examples of this, because we're just talking about seed oils, and a lot of people may not even know what different seed oils are. So give me a list of different seed oils that are not good for our body.
Yeah. So the seed oils would be canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, grapeseed oil. So it's
Uh-huh.
all the seeds that have been made that comes from. It's not a natural thing. And and what I can share with you right now is like let's just talk. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I don't want to mix it up. We'll get down to the good fats, the
Yeah.
good oils to put in your body. But that's at the beginning. That's what you want to watch for. You want to look for this. Here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. When you go out for dinner, 99.9% of the time, they're cooking with these.
Yeah.
So I ask how they cook. I went out for dinner the other night with Stephanie. We went out for dinner and I had gotten a steak. And I said, how are they preparing the steak? They were frying it on a grill.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. And then I asked them, to bring, and we'll talk about butter. Butter's good for you. Butter's really good for you. I asked them to bring butter so I could put butter on top of the steak
Okay.
to get my fats into my body. So when you go out for dinner, ask people, how are you preparing this? So if he would have been, they would have said, we're preparing it by putting it on a grill or a stove, and we're gonna grill it in oil. I would have said, I need to have that fried in butter.
Okay.
I have to have that fried in butter. So that's one of the educational pieces of asking people. And I've gotten to the point where I'll just tell people that I'm allergic to seed oil. I
Yeah.
can't have it because seed oil is everywhere. It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
it is.
So
It is.
we
It
have
is.
to be very educated
Give
on that.
give the listeners, because I understandably I do know a bit about this, is and they give them more context about what to use and then what not to use. More not what to use than anything else, and what to look out for, example, on the back of a label.
Oh, so all of the things that I just shared with you for all of the oils, what you want to do is when you look at a label, you want to read the ingredients. Now, and when we go into depth with reading labels in our program, but when you're looking for that, you're looking for the oils, and that's what we're talking about today. They have different names for them, but it always says oil at the end of it. So if it says soybean oil or canola oil or sunflower oil, you want to stay away from those, and they have to put it. And if you look on a package and you look at the label and you look at the ingredients that's in there, the ingredient that say there's 4 ingredients in it, as an example, the one that has the most content the of each ingredient, the one is going to be on top. So the one that has the most flour in it or the most sugar in it, it's going to say number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. The
Yeah.
last one has the least amount in. So if you look at it, they'll hide the oil that they're making it with. They'll say we're making it with avocado oil. But if you look at it, there is avocado oil in there, but they have also added other oils in there because it's cheaper for them to make.
Yeah. So they put a little bit of the good stuff in and a lot of the bad
Yeah,
stuff
so
at the
they can
top.
put it on the front
Yeah.
of the package that it's made with. Here you see a lot of avocado oil now, making out
Yeah.
of avocado oil or
So,
coconut oil. A lot of people are using. A
so
lot of
let's go
companies are
down that
using
route
that.
because you've brought that up. Let's give me the good oils to use to also cook in, because I do know there's a difference between cooking in oil or certain oils and putting it on your food, certain oils. And I'll bring that up in once you give us the good oils to cook in. That's the question I'm going to ask you first. So give me the
Okay.
good oils to cook in.
So the good oils to cook in are butter, ghee,
Yep.
tallow, which is cow fat.
Yep.
That's good. Coconut oil and avocado oil. Okay. Those are all good to cook with because they can be heated at a certain temperature where the temperature is not going to make it rancid, because the other oils, once you get them over a certain temperature, what it does is it becomes rancid. It becomes like a poison. And
Mhm.
so I'll go back through this again. So it's butter, ghee, tallow, coconut oil, and avocado oil are really good to cook with. Now, another oil that's really good for you, but you shouldn't cook with it, is olive oil.
Cool.
But you want to get a high quality olive oil. That's really good for you. That olive oil is like where you sprinkle over the top of your salad, or maybe like we do is we sprinkle it over the top of like our broccoli and stuff when we're gonna have broccoli. We steam it a little bit and then we put a little bit of olive oil over the top of it, so we're getting like good oils inside of us.
And we don't cook with that because there's this whole,
It's the
there's no,
heat. Yeah, it gets
yeah,
if it
this
gets
whole
too
kind of,
hot,
oh,
if it
olive
gets
oil's
too hot.
great for you.
Yeah,
Olive oil's great for you. And people then, and I used to cook with it until I started to learn this. I used to cook with olive oil. And then you
mhm.
were the one that was like, oh, you can't cook with olive oil because of this. And then when I did a little bit of research on it and you showed me a lot of research because of the program, then I understood, oh, okay, shit, that's not good for me.
Yeah, yeah. And so if you think about it, think of the first 4 oils that I shared with you that are good for cooking. We
Yeah,
got butter, we got ghee, we got tallow, and we got coconut oil. They're all solid.
yeah,
They're all solid. They're not runny, they're solid. Coconut oil does get loses its solidness and gets a little bit more runny as it's like the temperatures rise. We live in Arizona, so in the wintertime, I go grab my coconut oil and it's hard and you got to take a spoon to get it out. In the summertime, if it's closer, if the temperatures are up, it will start to get a little bit runny.
Yeah.
And they all, of course, they all do. But that one really, because we use it so much, that's why I'm sharing that, because it's funny because we can tell by grabbing it. You can tell what time of the year it is.
Yeah. And because I know I've just moved out from the UK to here, and from reading about the labels, I know if anybody's from the UK right now, a lot of our products right now have got rapeseed oil in them. A lot have got rapeseed oil in our products. It's challenging to find products in the UK at the minute that I don't see rapeseed oil on. Even peanuts, salted nuts, whatever, they've got rapeseed oil in. A lot of it's got rapeseed oil in. It is actually easier in the US to find products like cooked in avocado oil, cooked in coconut oil. It is easier to find them. It is also easier just to pick up whatever you want on the shelf if you don't know what you're looking for in the
Yeah,
US.
yeah. And I know that at the end, let's do a recap. Just let's so we don't make people like we don't want to get them. What's the word I'm trying to think of?
Confused?
Confused. Thank you. Yeah,
You're welcome.
we don't want to confuse people. So we're at the end. We're just going to share with you what oils that you want to be cooking
Yeah.
with. All right. All right.
Okay.
So let's just get into this just for a second. I just want to share when a seed oil is created, what's the process it needs to go through? So it takes the seed, it takes the sunflower seed, and what it does is it will take the seed and it'll crush it. It smushes it down and grabs as much oil as it can. There's not a lot of oil, but it more or less turns to a paste. So they crush them and then it turns into a paste, and they're like, we really can't sell this. So what do they do then? Then they add chemicals to it, and they will add chemicals to it. And then what that does is it starts to create a liquid. And from the liquid, that seed gets turned into not so much of a paste, then it's a little bit more runny, but it doesn't look good and it doesn't smell good. So then what do they have to do? Then they have to heat it up. So what they'll do is they'll heat it up. And as they heat it up, they heat it up to a temperature that more or less separates the oil from the chemicals. Okay. But this heat will damage the oil.
Yeah.
Just what you're talking about. It's too hot, so it damages the oil. So then what do we do? Because it still doesn't look very good. So here's the crazy thing. They clean it, they bleach it, they put bleach in it.
Wow.
And yet watch a video, like and anybody here, go, how does seed oils get made? And you'll get to walk through the process and watch it being made. So when you guys are using seed oils, and you won't be using them anymore after you watch this, but what you used to be able to do is that seed oil looks so good on the shelf. It's nice and clear and you can see it. It's yellow and it looks good. How they did that is they had to bleach it.
Wow.
They had to bleach it. So just think about that. So they bleach it and then they deodorize it so it smells better. They put a deodorizer in there. So at one time it did, when it gets to a certain spot during the process, it smells bad, it looks weird, and it tastes crappy. It tastes off, so to speak. So they bleach it, they deodorize it, and then they refine it. And then they
So
pour it into
realistically, you've not got any oil
they
left.
pour it in a nice clear plastic container to make it look really good.
So basically, they've got nothing. It's not really what it started off as a sunflower oil, sunflower seed. By the end, once they've refined it, bleached it, and deodorized it, and put chemicals through it and heated it up, it's got none of its real components left by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Then that's kind of the process of it. If you're sitting around on YouTube and you have a little time, watch the 10-minute video on how they create seed oils. And hopefully that'll give you, if this podcast doesn't change you from eating the right oils, that definitely will.
So then give us an example of why someone wouldn't change and they say, oh, sorry, I'll keep using it and I'll keep cooking with cooking oil, which is a really bad one, seed oils. Because we can buy all this because we're having a conversation about it. And it's why do they sell it? Why do they sell rapeseed oil on the shelves? Why do they sell cooking oil on the shelves? Why do they sell sunflower oil, which is better? Because even manufacturers used to say, and they still do in some aspect, cooked in sunflower oil, like they're saying it's better for you. So why do they sell it?
Because they make a lot of money.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. They have leftover things from the field they didn't know what to do with. And so they created this and they take it through this process. So they're able to sell it. And it has a long shelf life.
That's the key.
And so all roads lead to a profit. Yeah. But we're getting educated. We're educating you. Somebody educated me. I completely changed my life 15, 20 years ago by getting educated on this, eating different things. And my body shows it today. I have a whole bunch of energy to jump out of bed. I just keep going and I love it. I love eating good things for my body because my body in return will let me know and show me by giving me the energy to go do the stuff I want to do.
And it also lets you know when you don't put the right things in it as well. Because now,
Correct.
because
Correct.
that's part,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
that's
So
part of what we do, right? That's part of what we teach, that it's okay now and then to go. And prime example, the other day I went to White Castle because that was been a dream of mine for 20 years because it was on a movie. And then I went there and I had the slider burgers, and then not 30 minutes later, my body let me know it was didn't like that. And that's what we teach, because we don't teach being on a diet. We don't teach that you can't have this stuff. We're not teaching
no,
that it's, we're not teaching that. We're just saying to be really aware of it in what we teach. And it's the program, the wake up call, your wake up call, which is the new program that we're designing right now, which is going to be amazing. That's teaching people that it's okay if you have it now and then, just don't consistently keep having it. Don't compound that effect of having seed oils, which, to be fair, Jeff, is very easy to fix, isn't it? Especially if you're cooking at home.
if you're cooking at home, that's one thing you have total control over.
Perfect.
That's total control over is that. And you can also be very educated and you can ask a lot of questions before you order off of a menu and you can have them make it the way you want them to. Because there's a lot of things, a lot of people are allergic to peanuts, or a lot of people are allergic to different things, the glutens and stuff. And so all you have to do is you do like me, say you're allergic to seed oils and you cannot have those in the food that you're preparing for me. And so they'll have to cook it differently. It's going to be different. It's going to be not as easy for them, but you're going to get what you want.
And that's the key. It's just about going out there. And I think a lot of people get too comfortable with not example. The one big thing is reading the back of labels. And do you know what? We're going to talk about labels on a different podcast because it's been brought up a few times. And I think that'd be really cool to start talking about what we do in a day to day when we're reading labels and certain things like that. So there's another podcast. If you are, by the way, if you haven't added or liked or shared our page yet, then please do go to Facebook, go to Instagram, like us and subscribe to our channel right now. Healthy Mindset Rebels on YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube, then just press the subscribe button. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple, do the exact same. We appreciate you listening to this, and thank you very much for pressing that subscribe button.
Absolutely.
So back to it, Jeff. I think you've covered everything. I've learned a lot today, again, even more, and I believe the people out there listening to this has really appreciated it. Give me one kind of closing thing before we do a recap of. You got someone there right now that's listening to this, and they're like, okay, I've been cooking with the wrong things. What would your advice be to them to go out there and make the biggest change and first step? Because this is the one thing that I know not only you talk about it, we talk about it, Gary Brecker talks about it, Andrew Huberman talks about it. All these professionals right now, these professors and stuff like that out there are talking about the one thing to get rid of is seed oils. So what would be the one thing that you would say to someone right
I
now?
would say, I what I would say to them is I would say, when you change your life, it's not big things that change your life. Okay. It's small little things. We call them baby steps. We have small little baby steps that you do consistently. What I would do is I would give myself and my family the gift by going through my cupboard and my pantry and looking at the oils that I do use and throwing them in the garbage and going and buying whatever you want, but start with butter, start with buying ghee, start with tallow, start with coconut oil, avocado oil. Just pick one. Just pick one and then keep adding to it. And you will start to see the difference. And what's interesting is, and we started this conversation out this way. If you put a seed oil in your body, it's going to be in your body for 2 years, okay? Until the body releases it. You can get rid of it faster if you choose to. You get into fasting, you do other things like that, you're going to release it a little bit faster. But if it's a foreign substance, if you found out that there was a foreign substance that your body thought as a poison and didn't like and didn't know what to do with it, and it grabbed onto it and held it in its fat, that's why we have so much fat on our bodies today. We're grabbing all these seed oils and different components that we don't know what to do with. If you want to do yourself a gift and do this, think of it like this, and I'm just making this as an example. If you drink antifreeze, your body's going to throw it up. Okay? Because your body's going, it's a foreign substance. It can't be in here. It will throw it up.
Yeah.
Seed oils do the exact same thing, but it takes years for it to cause the diseases, but it will cause diseases if you keep it in your body long enough.
Yeah.
So do you really want to feed your kids and yourself foreign substances that your body doesn't know what to do with?
It's powerful because in a nutshell, what I heard was seed oil. This is my thought process about how I would stop it now after hearing that is seed oil is like antifreeze.
That was just an example, but that's
That's what I
if you
heard,
drink
and I was like,
gasoline or antifreeze or
wow.
something, your body it loves you so much and it doesn't know what to do with it. So it's going to get it out of your system as soon as possible. And that's what it does. That's what it does. We get the flu bug. What does your body do when it gets the flu?
So it sweats and gets it out and
It
coughs
sweats,
and
it has
shivers.
diarrhea, it pukes, it
Yeah,
throws up, it gets all of that poison out as fast as it can.
yeah,
So that's something that it's like it has to get out because I can't take this, and it's doing that. It's doing you a favor.
yeah,
With seed oils are killing us little by little.
yeah.
So I wish that seed oils would go into our body and then our body would throw them up because then we're like, I'm not eating that ever again.
Then and that's a great way of putting it. That every time you're putting a seed oil in, you're like putting antifreeze into your body. I like that analogy. I know that's not how it was meant to come out. That's what I heard, and it was so powerful. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I love it how you've just explained it.
So with you learning a lot, what's your top insight from our call?
The easy one is don't put seed oils into your body.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the other one, the other big one is be be okay with speaking to restaurants when you're out there. And we're like I said, we'll do another podcast on reading labels. We're always reading labels. That's what we do, right? That's part of our life. It's part of mine and Ash's life. It's part of mine and your life. Part of yours and Steph's life. Not being afraid of two different things out of this podcast. Three different things. Sorry. First one is seed oils it is a poison and it's antifreeze. That's beautiful because I wouldn't drink antifreeze. Second one is don't be afraid to read the back of the labels and put the thing down and take your time when you're shopping. Don't be afraid of that. Pencil that in. That's one thing I would say. And then the other one would be when you go to a restaurant, don't be afraid and don't feel like, oh, I'm being a bit weird by asking the waiter or the waitress to go and speak to the chef. Because
Yep.
my hallucination on all of that is that people don't want to feel different. And again,
Mm-hmm.
a podcast that we
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
From this podcast, we've got about 6 different podcasts coming out of it. And the biggest thing I felt is that I don't go to a restaurant, and this is what I'm going to now take away from what you just said and implement. Hey, can I ask what that's cooked in? Is it cooked in seed oils and what is it cooked in? I'm going to sound a little bit different to other people. I love being different. And then also on certain aspects, I may just go to a restaurant and go, you know what? I just want to enjoy it. I know it doesn't matter what it's going to be cooked in, like an Indian in the UK. If I go and have an Indian, I know that they cook in bad oils. And I'm okay going once a month and having that amazing meal and dealing with whatever my body wants to do after it. And again, that's what we teach. So they're the big things that I took away from it.
Yeah. And what I would say is this isn't about willpower. Okay. This isn't about willpower. It's about ownership. This is your body, right? And because the truth is, no one is coming to fix your health. Okay. But you can, and you can start it, and you can start it with your very next bite of food. You absolutely can.
And we're here to guide that and be a community and be a fighting force for people to feel more comfortable with what is happening when they go into the change of making the right choices. You know, that's what we're here for. We are here to help people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why we created the community we have. So
Exactly.
people can feel confident. It's your body. It's your body and your life. If you walk into a restaurant, you tell them this is what I want on my food. You're making this, I'm paying for it. This is what I want.
Yeah. So great. Let's do a recap. And the recap I would like to just do is let's go with the oils that we can cook with and the oils that we can eat. I don't want to know anything else except the cooking oils and the eating oils, just so that we finish on a great one on that.
Okay. So all the oils that you can cook with and you can eat are butter, ghee, tallow, coconut oil, avocado oil, and then you can sprinkle olive oil on all of your dressings for your salads, for on your vegetables, whatever you want. Just do not cook with it.
Perfect.
Just do not cook with it.
What a great call.
Yeah, very good call. Very good
Awesome.
calls. Awesome. Just remember, we're your wake up call to get healthy once and for all. And we'll see you guys next week. See you, Peter.
See you next week.